Welcome to Study Break, a recurring podcast featuring discussions of sports, music, TV, movies, and more. Today, we are happy to have Raven Amaro and Raymond Porras here to talk about some of their favorite and most anticipated 2022 video game releases. Enjoy the show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Study Break. I'm Raven, and I'm here today with my co-host, Raymond Porras.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here.
Today, we're discussing 2022 video game releases with a focus on Nintendo Switch games. So let's get right into it. Raymond, what games have you been playing recently?
Well, geez, what haven't I been playing recently? There have been so many great games coming out this year, both big and small, that there's really no great place to start at except with looking at the first big release of the year, Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I haven't gotten to play this game yet, but everything I've seen about this game just looks like what I've been dreaming of a Pokemon game looking like. Do you have anything that that stands out to you, Raven?
I also haven't gotten a chance to check this one out. However, a lot of my more hardcore Pokemon fan friends are definitely into this one, so when I get the chance, I'll probably try to check it out.
Yes, I will as well, especially if it goes on sale. Another great release that also came pretty early in 2022 was Kirby and the Forgotten Land, another shakeup for another established franchise. And I also am still waiting to get onto this game.
Me too.
I will definitely try to get into this game within the first year of its release.
What games have you been playing?
So one game that that was my first 2022 purchase game of the year was Don't Starve Together, which is the multiplayer standalone expansion to the 2013 game Don't Starve. And this game, even though it's an expansion, it has everything from the first game and more. The game is kind of a supernatural, mystical, dark game with a very nice art style inspired by Tim Burton. It's pretty fun online with other people, and they have varying game modes that make this normally brutal game a lot more easier. But I don't know, would you be interested in a multiplayer game like this where it's just a really fun adventure and not too scary at all? A very well-priced game too at $15, but I don't know. I feel like, would you be interested in this game at all, Raven?
I think I might be. The art style definitely sounds like it's definitely something I'd be into. I gotta recommend it to my mom. She's very into like kind of spooky kind of stuff. But I think I tend to prefer games that I don't have to sort of rely on other people to play, like ones that are just single player, that's the word. Single player games. But I would check it out if I know it's already a good price. Maybe if it went on sale, I'd probably check it out.
Well, there is a single player option where you just don't play online with anyone else. So it can be played both online and offline.
Then I'll maybe check it out. Anything else you've been playing?
Well, another small indie release that I've been playing from April too is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And this game is an expanded reimagining of the critically acclaimed and award-winning 2013 game, The Stanley Parable. And if you don't know what The Stanley Parable is, it's a little bit hard to explain without seeing any gameplay of it, but it's just like the most self-aware game really out there of all time. And really the main goal is to explore and adventure in this office setting and find all the different story paths and just get all the dialogue and explore every nook and cranny of the game and just try to break the rules of the game too, which I always enjoy. It's also one of the first games to make me laugh like this hard. And I don't know, I just think this is probably like up there with one of my top 10 2022 releases so far this year.
I think I might want to check that one out because I'm definitely into like dialogue, kind of games. I'm one of those people that even in like very open world games, I'll be going around like making sure I talk to every character because I I live for dialogue a little bit. So
Right.
definitely sounds like something that would be up my alley.
Yeah, then I think this game would be a very good fit. So Raven, do you have any games from 2022 that you've been playing a lot recently?
So unfortunately, I haven't got the chance to play too much this year just because I've been busy. But I have been just in my downtime, a couple chill games been playing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I have the expansion pass that will allow me to get all the
The Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. Yeah, I've been taking advantage of that too with the Animal Crossing DLC and now the Mario Kart Booster Pass. I was really surprised to see that we get the entire Booster Pass available with the subscription. What are your thoughts on the new courses that have been coming out so far?
I definitely have enjoyed them. Some of them are really hard, like that. There's a Paris themed one that is very confusing to me, but
Right.
I still enjoy it. I'm glad to be able to play Coconut Mall again, even though there are some changes, like the cars don't move anymore, and there's no Mii's, which I would prefer. There is Mii's and moving cars, but some people, I'm sure, prefer the changes, so it is what it is. And yeah, I'd say overall I've been enjoying it. It's been nice to have, sort of new experience after having the same courses for so long.
Yeah, I was also a little disappointed to not be able to see my own customizable me character in the course as I'm racing. I don't know. I feel like overall these courses I was pretty satisfied with. I was already pretty familiar with most of the courses from playing Mario Kart Tour. I already did have some of my favorites that came to here, like Ninja Hideaway, with just so many branching paths and options for trying to get ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, that one is very hard, but very fun, I think.
Right. I feel like I got a little bit used to it quicker because I had played it on my phone. But overall, just very happy that we're still getting new Mario Kart content, especially for the Switch when it's been so long since we've gotten the last update. But any other 2022 releases that you've been checking out?
I have been playing a little Fall Guys. Checked it out last night. That's been fun.
Right.
But yeah, I guess I was gonna say the Animal Crossing update, but I realized that was back in November. So it's not technically 2022, but I played it into 2022, the update.
But going back to Fall Guys, that's a release that I wasn't expecting to be coming out so soon. And overall, I think it's just had a huge impact on the Switch with how well the style of the game fits with all the other Switch games and just how in-depth and fun this game is overall. But are there any other 2022 titles that are on your wish list that you're keeping an eye out for that you think are worth checking out?
Splatoon 3, very excited for that. Let's see. I might check out the new Pokemon game. Unfortunately, Breath of the Wild, the sequel, was delayed, so it won't be coming 2022, but I like that they're getting more time to work on it. So when that comes out next year, I'll be super into it, I'm sure. But yeah, I'd say overall, Splatoon. What about you? Any quick mentions?
Yeah, I have a couple. So I think ones that you just can't really go without are the Cuphead DLC, which doesn't really count as a full game, but it's still just something that has so much love in it. And even just looking at the soundtrack on YouTube is really worth it on its own. But for real games or full games, I would say Pac-Man Museum Plus, 14 games for $20 is such a great deal. And there's so many games I never heard of on there. Sonic Origins, a great entry point for new fans of Sonic like myself. Lego Star Wars, probably one of the best Lego games that have come onto the Switch, and probably one of the best Lego games that have been ever released. And the surprise release of Portal that came out recently. Those games are already great, but to have them on the Switch is such a treat. But I think that's pretty much it for my list.
Is there any short closing thoughts you have before we wrap it up?
Well, I just think that a lot of people say that summer is just like Christmas for gamers because there's so many new releases and announcements, and I really think that was true. I think the lack of E3 this year was something that allowed a lot more freedom for new announcements and stuff, so I was really happy about that. Overall, really great year for gaming. Would you agree, Raven, that it's been a great year for gamers?
I'd say yes. Even the ones I haven't been able to check out, they've looked cool, and I'm looking forward to the future. So, yeah, definitely agree there. So, thank you so much for being here and having a conversation with me today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And thanks to all the listeners for listening in, tuning in to another episode of Study Break. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on Instagram, and we're out.
You've been listening to Study Break, brought to you by the New Media Lab and Campus Life. Today's hosts, producers, and editors were Raven, Amaro, and Raymond, Porras. Additional pre-production support was provided by executive producer Kate Escalante. Victoria Colbreth and Samuel Larson designed our cover art. Title cards were prepared by Raven Amaro. Indigo Frazier composed our theme music, and I am Anaya Barr, your announcer for this episode. Special thanks to Allison Gleason from the Office of Campus Life and our faculty advisor, Professor Maria Boyd. Please be sure to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more information on the New Media Lab, follow us on Instagram at DCCC_New Media Lab. Thanks again for listening.